Okay, let's go, guys. Now, today is the 25th of November, 2021. Missing a 1 there. Hold on. Okay, here we go. Okay. 2021. Today is the Thursday. All right. Now, is the Federal Reserve bond buying going to stop sooner than expected? Is a caption for this morning. Now, we saw the federal minutes last night, okay, and interestingly, the market took it in a very interesting way. The market initially took profit because the minute shows that Federal Reserve most likely is going to increase the speed of the tapering process because they fear that inflation is really creeping in and they may not in time for that, and they may even increase the chance of having a rate hike as early as July, if not even earlier. So actually, this minutes is actually very damaging to the stock market. For some reason itself, right, the market came in to buy after the drop. So it seems like the market now is telling each other that, you know what, if the Federal Reserve is actually trying to increase rate, actually means that, right, high rate, that means that the economy is doing well, so nothing to worry. So this is what actually is ongoing right now, okay? So from today's background, you can see that I gave a very huge picture blow up of Jerome Powell. There we have a medical doctor. That's because of Germany having a big problem now with the COVID-19. And of course, Elon Musk, who has sold almost $10 billion worth of stock. We'll talk about Tesla later today. All right. So before we start, once again, disclaimer apply. We need to know that my job is to find you the trade. Your job is to do your risk assessment, okay? All right, thank you very much for those people sending me a lot of love and likes. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. Yeah, thank you once again. Yeah. Okay, so now this is the Wall Street joke. Let's take a look, guys. This is where the bear, yeah, this is the bear, concussed, totally defeated. Why? Maybe he's hibernating. So basically, these guys on the street just say that, okay, this guy, this bear. Now, why is it on the floor? Why is this bear on the floor? Can anyone tell me why is this bear on the floor and why is he behaving like this with his X eyes or XX and then, you know, like all this little stuff on his head? What does it mean? Can anyone tell me what does it mean? All right, I'll wait for you to respond. Yeah? Okay, what do you think? So I'll wait for you guys to type. Now, of course, I have my view on this. I want to see what's your view, guys. There's about 15 of you. I'm sure we can get some response. Yeah. But of course, if you're driving, please eyes on the road. Yeah. Don't do anything. Yeah. I don't need you to get hibernating for a long time by King Hua. Okay. King Hua says hibernated for a long time. Okay. Anybody else? No more strength. Okay. No more strength. Okay. All right. Hit by the bull. Okay, hit by the bull. Okay, so my personal looking at this is all right. It shows that this guy, yes, indeed, is so badly hit, is dying. Is dying. So by saying that means that the bear is dying. Okay, is dying. Why? Because the market keep on going up, right? The market has never stopped coming down. In fact, for the last 1.5 years, the market, right, only had one time it went down by 5%. And that was only one time. Later on today, when I do the S&P charting, please kindly remind me if I happen to forget that I need to share something very special on the S&P chart with the MA moving average. It's going to be very important because I realized this morning when I was doing my little research there, I saw the pattern itself. So I want to share this with you, but just in case if I forgot, remind me, yeah, when I hit S&P, that part itself. Okay? All right. So that's why now you understand who is winning. Obviously, the bulls are winning, yeah, because the market relentlessly, regardless any news, they also buy. So that is what's happening right now in the market. So let's take a look now. Yesterday, because I did a video, so I was no Facebook messages, so I just basically take a screenshot and I draw my own drawing. But I did say that right last night. I said that the Nikkei yesterday, sorry, in the morning, I said Nikkei will drop down. I said that I'm very bearish with Nikkei. I said that Nikkei will come down towards 29,477 because it was a doji, that is a directional day potential. So when the market stays below OP, it was a sell, correct? And the KSI was red in color. So what did the Nikkei do? The Nikkei really came down. It came down more than my target. I expected 29,477. The market came down to a low of 29,188 because at the same time itself, the Dow was also coming down, the DAX was coming down, so that pressured the Nikkei further. But at least yesterday, the DJDD play is part, and those who have made money, right, congratulations to you once again. Now, of course, the other thing that I showed yesterday was the Nasdaq, right? I told you that Nasdaq itself is weak because we have a BMB. Say Nasdaq most likely will trade lower. I give you the first figure. The figure was 16,153, right? Because that was the MA30. The market MLP was 16,360. So when the market loses MLP, the nearest next target will be the MA30 in this case, yeah? So that means that when it was 16,305, I was looking at 16,153. So which means that I was looking at a 150 points drop on the Nasdaq. And did the Nasdaq perform? Wow, indeed, the Nasdaq went all the way down to even the low of 16,115 level before it really rebounded very strongly towards the end of it. So you can see that we call for a sell at a good price at 16,305. And from there, the Nasdaq really dropped all the way down to my target, right? So pretty spot on for both Dow Jones and the Nasdaq, yeah? So guys, if you remember this, can you be a spot on for that? Spot on Dow and Nasdaq. Nikkei, sorry, not Dow. Nikkei and Nasdaq, sorry. Yep. Okay. So pretty spot on for yesterday's call. All right. So if you remember that, just give me a validation. Now, yesterday we saw the initial jobless claims. Wow, it's a very good data. The initial jobless claim was expecting to be 260,000 jobs, but the market came in 199. That is a very, very positive figure. So probably that was the reason why the market basically recovers from there itself. So what happened is that who was nearest? Well, yesterday I think majority of us were all looking at least 260,000 jobs and above. So I went through the list. This is majority of them. The closest was Brian, 218,000. That was the closest, I think, for us. Let me just double check again. Yeah, the closest was Brian, but it was not the exact figure. So which means that no one wins. So that means that there will be snowball, okay? So the next one, it will be 6.88 ADA coin, yeah? 6.88 ADA coins. So kindly take note of that, yeah? Now today we are having Thanksgiving, yeah? So the US market will be closed today. The market will be very slow today. So if you're not gonna trade much, just take a break for today, yeah? Now tomorrow is the Black Friday, which usually will close early. That means that there should be some trading in the morning, US morning, and then after that by 1 a.m. or 2 a.m. Singapore time, it will close for the day itself, yeah? So take note of all this information for today and tomorrow, okay? Trade with care, okay? All right, so the Dow Jones was down initially, down by 100 points. Then after that, the Dow Jones basically went all the way up again. Then after that, at about 2 a.m., that was when Federal Reserve came out with the minutes, and the Dow Jones came down by only a mere 50 points. And then after that, again, it goes back up and closed near the high of the day. So again, despite now we have the interest rate factor on board, we have the tapering that may increase in speed. This is all very damaging to the equity market, but the market just don't bother. They don't care. They just want to buy. So that is what's happening right now in America. All right, the market just don't care anymore. Yeah, because there's so much money in the market, they might as well just spend and spend, get the best out of it so that everybody will have a better Christmas or Thanksgiving. So S&P 500, Nasdaq ekes out a small gains as jump in treasury yields cooled off. That means that treasury yields actually cool off despite the very clear indication of there is going to be a rate hike coming in and there could be the tapering be faster. Now, logically, these two should bring the yield higher, right? But why it cooled? So obviously, someone must have came in to cool down the treasury yields. Let's take a look. So US stock basically pushed modestly higher because apparently, right, the yield came off. I mean, seriously, how can that be, right? It's impossible. So apparently, right, the recent rise in yield was because President Joe Biden's decision to redominate the Jerome Powell as a chairman again. Yeah, so the yield actually went up. So that means that they know that when they actually bring Jerome Powell in, Jerome Powell will do whatever he needs to do is to basically do tapering and after that potentially look at rate hike. Now that was yesterday, and that's why the yields went up. But now the thing is that when the confirmation of the minutes came in, instead of the yield going higher, the yields came off. It doesn't make any sense. So why would that happen? Because someone must have come in, right? We all know it, right? Between 19th to 20th of the month, that is where Jerome Powell and friends will come in to do some, buying of the bonds and mortgage-backed securities. Hence, therefore, right, that will likely push down the yield, and that's what we have seen many times before. So, of course, with the initial jobless claim that is better than expected, right, that should also bring up the dollar higher. So the yield should also go higher. But again, the yield came off. So again, all these doesn't really make sense, yeah. So, and nonetheless, itself, right, basically now, the market is saying that, right, the Federal Reserve initially got inflation is about 2.3%. Now already 4.1%, which is about seemingly like UK and Germany, but the market doesn't really bother. Yeah, everybody's still buying stocks relentlessly. So yesterday we saw the Dow Jones, and it was down almost 300 points at one stage. The high was 848 down to 591, about 200 points, 300 points. Then after that, dramatically, it recovers, crossed back above MLP, 35,737, and closed actually near the high of the day. So let's take a look what happened last night. Yeah, first of all, the market was just ding-donging at the OP, but once it loses OP below pivot 2, it was a sell. And when it came down, right, it didn't go to KTR -1. It went to MLP first, which is like you can see on the screen right now. It stopped at 35,737. So this MLP, this imaginary line, is very powerful. And of course, once it happened, the market tried to test again the pivot 1 and OP. So by right, you can buy lah, but there's no CCRY there. Then after about an hour or so, the market loses the same factor and then came back down, goes up again, challenge, come back down again. But this time around, once it loses MLP, it straight away came to the next level, which is the KTR -1 level. Yeah. Then after that, it ding dong, ding dong, ding dong. Suddenly it drops again. Now this time around, when it dropped, interesting. You can see a bomb at the bottom. Yeah. The bomb will tell you that, right, is this a BNB and it's a day low of the day. And this one confirms that it was a BNB, that's for sure. And it was actually at the day low. Yeah. Because that's the reason why the bomb is there. So what happened is that if that's the case, if there's a low of the day, it's a BNB, that means like likely the market will be going up soon. And truth be told, the market really, really went up. So again, now you understand why we need to give you the X, the stars, and the bombs, so that if you cannot remember, it can be shown here on your screen. Yeah. So when a bomb happens, that means that you actually have a BNB at the low. If it's a star on top, right, that means a BNB at the high level. Yeah. Take note of that. Okay, so that is Dow Jones. Let's look at the gold market. Now the gold also very interesting. The gold opened up between the two pivot down by right above OP, above pivot 1, which you see further upside. But the thing is this, you can see very strong resistance at the pivot 1, MLP, and MA30, MA200. All of them was congregating exactly at that point itself, whereby traders will look for buy. So what happened is that because the KSI is red in color, there's blue bar at the bottom, selling pressure is there. So gold actually went up first, but cannot go past the MA and MLP, pulls back down. Yeah, when it pulled back down itself, right, it came all the way down to the low end, which is about 1796. But of course, it couldn't stay down for too long. It recovers and finally closed another doji for today. So today the gold market is a doji formation. Yeah. So let's look at the intraday movement, shall we? Now intraday movement, ding dong, ding dong, ding dong, ding dong, right at the OP. But you can see the market already triggered the KTR -1. So when the market breaks below pivot 1, logically you still cannot short here because it's the uncertainty zone. But once it goes below OP, you can start to short it. And of course, the market did come all the way down to KTR -1, which stayed there before it bottom out with a BMB and then recovers. Yeah, so this is what exactly happened yesterday for gold. Yeah, came down first to KTR -1 because it was green. So we know that the market will likely be bottoming out at KTR -1, which really incidentally it shows there. Yeah. So once again, as long as you know your TWB system, you can remind yourself what to do. You should be doing fine. Yeah. So let's look at some local and global news right now. But just give me a short moment. Let me get some water for myself. Let me try. Okay, Germany consider a full COVID lockdown and mandatory vaccine. All right, this is going to be crazy. Tonight, later on as well, right? Okay, we will have to see more decision coming from Germany. Now, if Germany really start to take on a full lockdown as a way of doing it, right, this may actually send even more wave shock across other European countries. And of course, the next one in mind will be UK. Now, that will be pretty scary. Yeah? So it depends, it's a full or partial lockdown. If they go for the partial, not so bad. If they go for a full lockdown, that's going to be pretty bad. Yeah, and now you can see the cases now is already 66,884 new cases, and previously was just only 45,326. So a jump of nearly 21,000 cases in a single day itself. My goodness, okay? And it's not add-on, it's totally new cases. So another 66,000 new cases in just a single day, and the difference 21,000 cases. My God. All right. So the thing is this: the incidence there, the rate now is at 400 already, and of course, more than 100,000, almost 100,000 people has passed on from the virus. Okay, so that is also very damaging for the economy. Now, the thing is this, but at the same time, US, I shared with you earlier, right, the weekly jobless claim has posted a stunning decline to 199,000. That's the lowest level since 1969. Now, of course, with such a case, that's fantastic. The Dow Jones should be doing very well, right? But the Dow also never react. You understand my point? So the good news, they don't react. The bad news, they technically reacted. So what does it tell you? It means that, right, they know the good news is actually may not be the best news, but any bad news in the market, they'll only come in to support it. So in short, it's all right. They don't let this bull die. That's why the earlier joke, right, the bear basically got hit, right? Because no matter what the bear do, it's seemingly wrong. But the problem is, how can the weekly jobless claims to be so low since 1969? Can you tell me, guys, based on your own understanding here, how can the jobless claim to be so low compared to 1969 numbers? Now, 1969, I'm not born yet, okay? That's 10 years before before I was born. So why do you think it happened like that? Anyone can share with me your personal view why the number is so low? You can see that it's all right. This is since the start of January 2021. You can see that the numbers have been at a higher level because of the pandemic. But seriously now, we get a really, really very low level. So why do you think the number is so low right now? Can anyone tell me? What's your view? I wait for you to tell me your take here yourself. Yeah. No need to work, got hands out. Yeah, I think that's one of them. Anything else? Anything else? What you think? Why is that so? Other than that, you realize that the initial claims for unemployment insurance itself is very low. That means that somehow or other they're getting paid one way or another, right, to survive. So something is ongoing. So what is the one that's paying them very well? It has to be likely either the stock market or the crypto space. Yeah. Now, I think recently we saw a lot of these crypto games going around where by just play a game, you get paid. Well, actually, you look carefully, they had to pay a certain figure first, then they get to play this game. And this game will reward them at 1% or 2% of the capital they put in. So actually, this game is just utilizing the money that you put in, and then you make so-called money. The good part is, of course, at the end of the day, if you make back the money that you put in, then you break even. Yeah. The bad part is that if you don't break even or the company disappear, then that's it, your money is gone already. So apparently this is what's going on right now, and that's why you can understand that, right? Even though the economy is not doing that well, the numbers can be very, presented in a very wrong way. Yeah. So that is the global news. Let's look at something more important, the important market information for references. Yeah, let's take a look. Now, Federal Reserve is likely going to become tougher, taking this central bank. The Federal Reserve is going to likely become a tougher talking central bank and could end bond programs sooner. Okay, so Federal Reserve, based on their last minute, says that, right, they are considering speeding up the tapering bond purchases at its December 14-15 meeting. So likely, very good chance that I believe that now the current figure is $15 billion, right? Most likely the number may increase to 20 to 25 billion. That means that they may actually want to make it faster if they do that. Now, of course, if they double it to 30 billion, that will spook the market a little bit. So watch out for the date. It's 14 to 15 of December. But of course, the market will wait for you to that day, then they react, right? So the market may actually react prior to that as well. The market may react prior to that. So let's see whether the market will react accordingly. Yeah. So that is the 14, 15 of December. So traders, kindly take note of that. Yeah. Okay. Now there's something to take note of. One key: San Francisco Federal President Mary Daly, considered a dove, she's dovish, was the latest official to say that the central bank could speed up its end of its 120 billion monthly bond buying program. Now, so that means, in short, more and more dovish federal Feds officials are actually coming forward and say, you know what, I think enough is enough. We need to do it faster. Because you must understand, if they don't do it fast enough, right, inflation really go through, right, then they know that they cannot stop it. Then inflation go up too fast, they will have to do drastic measurement. And the drastic measurement is that they will just basically reduce or cut all the money, all the bond buying, and then after that they have to hike interest rate almost immediately. They don't want to come to that point. So that is why more and more people now are actually asking for reserve. You know what? We have enough. We have actually, how many years? 13 years of very good time. Maybe it's time to take a little break. Yeah. So that is what's happening right now in America. And so that's you can see, right, more Fed members are ready to raise interest rate if inflation continue to run high, as the minute meetings show. So the showing of the minute show that, right, they are more likely to actually ask the Federal Reserve to quickly finish up. Yeah. So in the previous cycle, right, they actually allow Federal Reserve to do it slowly. They don't mind letting it go, but now they are changing their position. They felt that, right, they should quickly do it as many as 3 times. Wow, if the market really raises its benchmark, raises its interest rate by 3 times, I can guarantee you a chop that the stock market will pull back rather significantly. Yeah, so is that the reason for doing that right now? It's all possible. So does it all make sense now? The guys are actually going up every day because they're trying to lure people to short the market. So when you short the market, you are actually going against them, right? But if the price goes higher, you have to buy back. So that is what they want you to do, because if you buy back, they can sell to you. So that is what they're trying to do. They try to push the market higher and higher and higher relentlessly. Then you couldn't take it as an individual. You go in to buy, and that's where they sell it to you. Yeah. Because seriously, at this current level now, right, it's very difficult for the market to do anything better. But of course, most of the countries say that they can recover 2%, 4%, 6%. All these are if you can do it. Yeah. So that is what's happening right now. So for Elon Musk, he sold another $1 billion worth of Tesla shares on Tuesday. So in total itself, right, he has sold about 9.85 billion. Yeah, that's quite a bit. So he's still got a lot of shares to go, 169 million shares. So that's why he's so rich right now, right? So look at the Tesla stock. You can see already, right? Tesla stock hit a high of 1,240 plus. He came down, and I told you guys, you take the high of it, which is here, and then you multiply it by 0.20, you get a figure, and that figure is 994. Remember? Yeah, 994 is where the base is. And of course, that was where it stopped, not once, but twice, creating a whole theory around here itself. And then that was where it began to shoot up. Okay, so actually it's pretty simple job. You just have to know which is your target audience, and then you just go according to flow. Yeah, this is exactly what happened yesterday. Yeah. Okay, so that is Tesla. So can Tesla go higher? Well, to me, is this: if Tesla basically can stay above 994, it makes a lot of sense for you to try to go back up again to maybe 1116 level, so that you can hang on that. Yesterday it closed just marginally below 1116. If it closes above 1116, then there's a good chance it may actually test the new high, which is here itself. Yeah. So let's see whether can this happen for Tesla. Now, for those people who read our daily market news, right, just contact Susan. She will bring you to this TWB market news. Yeah. For this itself, right, all the important market news will be there for you to take a look. Yeah. All the usual MAO material mostly here. It means that there are more stock news. I don't put it in MAO because it's a bit lengthy or not really relevant. But to me, it's important to read. I'll all put it here itself under TWB market news channel. Yeah. Contact Susan for this. Okay, right. Now, remember I told you about this Thanksgiving seasonal pattern. I told you, right, Monday, usually the market will be down. Tuesday will recover a little bit. Wednesday, which is yesterday, it will be upright. And you see, it's really happening. So tomorrow, or today, Thursday, don't have. So that's why the column is not there. Then Friday, the follow through seems to be happening. So that means that today, there's a good chance that the market will trade slightly higher. And then after that, it's all right, and then after they take a little break, and when Monday they may see follow through buying, or they may actually do profit taking. Yeah, but at least this seasonal pattern has helped us, and that's why we know that yesterday itself, right, the market most likely be up. Yeah, all these are all predetermined numbers since 50 years ago. Yeah. All right, so how about my VIX? My VIX yesterday went up to 20.91, missed my 121 by just a hairline. And after that, it pulls back down again. Now, is that a call for concern? Well, no. So basically, as long as the market stays above 18, 17, likely still a very good buy for the VIX. If you can wait for a while, maybe you can go up again to 21 level. That is a good price to take some profit. Yeah. So traders, take note of that. All right. So with that is all right. Let's look at the charts for today. All right. The bull goes moo, the bear goes grew. And the lemming say it could be different this time. Yeah, let's take a look. Okay, so let's look at China A50 first. Very interesting. Now, China A50, that day, early this week, I said that China A50 have a problem crossing MA30, right? So 1, 2, 3 days, the market crossed the MA30, 3 days it failed. But very interesting, on Thursday, they closed above it, right? On Thursday, it closed above it. So ideally, South China today should go higher. But instead, the market gap up a little bit, turned black, and now it's selling off, and it looks like it's going to engulf entire white candle. So what do I see from here as well? Well, it's very simple. What we see is that there's MLP involved here. We can use a different color later on. Okay, so what happened is that today's MLP is here at about 15,611. Again, this number very familiar, right? 15,611. And then after that, it's all right. The current figure now for the China A50 now is trading below the MA30 level. Yeah. All right. So if the market eventually still close below the MA30 level, that means that there is a chance for the China A50 to travel back down to finish up the chocolate bar, and that's 15,339 level. Yeah. So watch out for this for China A50, 15,339 level. Okay, how about Hang Seng for today? Now, Hang Seng now is recovering. This morning went out to KTR -2. Now, because of KSI data is green, it's recovering very nicely. Let's take a look. Now today is a doji directional day setup, which means that if the market stays above OP, it's a buy. If it stays below OP, it's a sell. Now KSI is green, even though it's down tick, but it's green. So the market actually more towards the buy side. So if the market later cross above OP, right, the market may actually goes up instead. Yeah. So traders kindly take note of that. Very important. Okay. All right. The upside is 25,267. The downside is 24,015. Now do take note once again, itself traders. All right. You must follow rules and trade according to plan. Yeah. All right. Don't just jump in because of the direction. You have to do the risk management before you enter. Okay. All right, so that is the Hang Seng. Let's look at the remaining market first. Let's say look at Dow Jones. Now, Dow Jones today is also a DD day, and very clear. As long as Dow Jones stays above OP, it will be a buy. Now, Dow Jones today opening price 35,831, and now we are 100 points higher than the opening. All right. Now, it's a DD, right? You can see that. Okay, most likely the market will test. The next number here is 35,978. Because today we also have something interesting, right? Yeah, today we have an inverse pivot. Yeah, let's double confirm. Yeah, today the Dow Jones is an inverse pivot. Inverse pivot means that if the market now is like where you're seeing right now, right, it will be drawn like towards 35,978 like a magnet. Yeah, because it's so nearby, it's above OP. So likely it will drag you up towards 35,978. So traders can take note of that. Okay. But the only thing is if the KSI remain red in color, although there's some downtick, but it's still not significant enough. So we have to wait for a bit more. Yeah. So watch out for this the Dow Jones, which is the BMB. Yeah. So downside is 35,054 and upside is 36,550. Yeah. Pretty interesting numbers. So. Okay. How about the Nasdaq? Now the Nasdaq today is above OP and above pivot 1, so likely the Nasdaq could be trading higher. If the Nasdaq stays upright, you can go and challenge this again, which is 16,138. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Sorry. Yeah. There's something error here. Go on. Okay, so for today itself, right, the MLP is 16,339 and the market for the Nasdaq now is trading upwards. Okay, so if Nasdaq cross back above 16,410, it should be able to go higher all the way to 16,613 level. Yeah, currently now it's at 16,000, nearly 400 mark. So if the market continue to go higher, it may recover all the way rather significantly. Now, in terms of KSI reading, actually it's a KSI rate and it's a downtick at the same time. So which means that actually the Nasdaq should have some selling pressure. But of course, we can see from the two candles, the market has been having a bit of strength here itself. And that's what's happening right now. Yep. Okay, so we have the Nasdaq, that's the S&P 500. Now, S&P 500 has been pretty difficult to trade over the last 10 days. Why? Because you have been consolidating 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. For 8 trading days, the S&P has been up and been down, up and down. It's very tiring to trade this guy. And now today, it seems like it's moving higher. The MLP is 4701 and the pivot 1 is 4716. So which means that now the market is trading at about 4720, way above the pivot 1. So actually, it's a very strong buy at the moment right now for the S&P 500. Okay, so KSI is also green in color, even though it's down tick. That means, but then still the buying is still there. The upside itself should easily hit KTR +1, yeah. But downside KTR -2 or -3 must watch already for the buy side. Okay, so as I promised to you about the S&P 500, right? So why do I bring this up? Okay, hold on, and use another chart to show you this. Okay, so let's just bring the S&P in the picture first. Okay, remember we have the moving average, right? So we put in the moving average first. Okay, just change the template. Okay, wrong error. Here we go. Okay, so we have the S&P, right? Look at the S&P chart, everybody. Take a look. Do you see something there? So what do you see? You notice that, right? The S&P 500, okay? The last 2 days, can you see that? Yeah, we have a bit of problem here, guys. The S&P 500 beautifully touched the MA30, right? Yeah, let's confirm this. MA30, right? Yeah, MA30, yeah. The market touched the MA30 once, beautifully rebounded, okay, more than 25 points, okay, from the touching point to recover. Then yesterday, the market came down and beautifully touches it again, the MA30, and rebound. Now, of course, this is a very, very bullish indication that the market just refused to stay down. And of course, the boys, most likely, they also have done their little homework, yeah, to make sure that it's being taken care of. Okay, can you see that? Yes. The thing is this, why do I bring it up to you, right? Because I want you to refresh your memory a little bit. If I move back the chart a little bit backward, okay, remember, guys? Remember this? That's about nearly in July period itself, we saw this, whereby the market every time beautifully touched the MA, it stays and rebounded, right? Every time it hit there, it rebounded, hit there, rebounded. Yeah, so it's a very clear momentum here. But once the market basically loses the MA level, okay, you can see that the S&P 500 literally collapsed. Yeah, that collapse itself is almost 500 points, okay? So that is whereby I want to share with you something very important. All right, is what you're seeing right now. The market is really taking on the MA30 as if that is something such an important guidance, right? So of course, you want to see more example, you can go and check it out on your own. But every time when the MA30 is being utilized and it's being like used for what you call movement here itself, you have to be very careful, because if the market really loses this true level, that means that I'm trying to say is this. If the S&P do ever come down, once you hit this point here, it will be a very good time to look for buy. You got it? But vice versa, if the market basically loses this point, the selling could be rather drastic. That's the reason why I say next week is all right. Likely the S&P 500 will be moving in a very, very directional way. And of course, there should be a lot of money to be made from the market. So traders, you need to take note of that, yeah? Okay, so that's the reason why I say we need to watch out for this. This is not usual, it's a pattern. So maybe you can consider, for the sake of just trying out, you put a little kitten, you can put over here itself and see whether the market come back down, does it stabilize, and after it shoot up. All these will tell you how important this moving average are. Yeah. Okay. So by saying this is ahead of now looking at other market, this S&P 500, I tell you my view. Yeah, hopefully you guys is going to benefit from that. Okay, S&P done. All right, so next one, it will be example Nikkei. Now Nikkei, I told you, right, if the Nikkei stays down, if it can lose 29,466, it should be able to come back down to somewhere near here, which is about 29,188. Yeah, watch out for that. Okay, so that's Nikkei, nothing much for us. Okay, it's above pivot 1 now at the moment, so it's more to the buy side. Then for DAX, a bit too early to call, but DAX came down beautifully, hit the KCB level, as I mentioned, and then rebounded. Yeah, that was what happened to DAX yesterday. So for DAX, the KSI is still red in color. So traders, just be careful, right, on this. All right, so we have DAX, we are done. Now look at crude oil. Now crude oil recover very nicely. I told you crude oil hit 74.90 or 74.62. You have to buy back, remember? For those who are around with me, right, I say already, right, if crude oil is to come down to 74.90 or even lower than that, 74.62, most likely it will rebound. Do you remember that? So if you remember that, key REM. So the thing is this, the crude oil really hit the technical chocolate bar level and then it recovered, as you can see on your screen. So today is a DJDD. Today is another DJDD day for this crude oil. So which means that crude oil can either choose all the way up or choose all the way down itself. Yeah. So what do you have here right now? We have the market haven't really moved to the BMB 1x1 or -1x1 yet. So it wait for a while. So in short itself, as long as the market fail to stays up, right, then naturally it will have to come down. Yeah. So watch out for this doji direction day today. All right. Thank you, Anthony, Alex, and Susan, who remember that. Yeah. Okay, so we have a crude oil done. Let's just look at the commodities like gold. Now, gold is a doji formation yesterday, and of course, now it's trading above pivot 1, above MLP, and going for the next target, which is MA 200, and that's 1798. Now, of course, whether or not you reach there, I think it's just a matter of time. It's just that the traders itself, right, must take note, it's also above pivot 1 right now. Yeah, if you go up here with your thinking, then this thing will actually burst, won't be there. Okay, so this is doji tell you that, right? If the market chooses below OP, it may go towards 1798 level, yeah, because that will be one directional way. If it goes even higher, it may go to 1820 level. So traders just take note of that. Downside wise, if the market chooses to go down instead, which is kind of cool, you have to break MLP first at 1788 one more time, and then it goes down all the way to the MA. To the KCB level, because that is where I believe if the gold do pullback, you'll come back down to 1768 level. Yeah. So watch out for that. Upside is 1798. Okay. All right. I just saw the screen. Hang Seng has traded higher. Hang Seng. 1 minute. Yep, on the screen right now, I just saw Hang Seng is trading higher right now. Let's just bring up the chart. Yeah, here we go. Wow, Hang Seng has just blast past the opening price. Yeah, right. It stabilized at KTR -2 because the day chart KSI is green. I already mentioned to you. And then after that, it stabilized above P1. That was a classic one to look out for. But it's not a classic trade yet because it's still below P2, below OP, right? But now it's officially above OP and above pivot 1. That's why you can see immediately the market blast up, right? That means that there must be a lot of orders coming in to, cover back the position and stuff like that. Yeah. Just give me a minute. A lot of messages coming in as usual at this time right now. Okay, so if Hang Seng is to continue its upside, just today KSI is green, so Hang Seng should be able to go all the way up to KTR +1, and that is about 24,755. Yeah, because that is normal, because KSI day chart is green, yeah. If it stays up, it's all right. Yeah, only if it stays up. So let's take a look again. The day chart is KSI green, but it's down tick, so not the best of the KSI, but still KSI green means you cannot short them. You cannot short. If you short the market, you must try to buy back when it hits a certain technical point. Which this morning we will tell you, once it hit the technical point of KTR -2, you must consider to buy back your position. Yeah, so hopefully you've done that. Okay, sorry to deviate back to Hang Seng earlier. Let's go back now to the gold chart. I already tell you already, right? So gold chart, if it stays up, likely you go to 1798. I think that gold may go down, may go up to 1798 if the buying continue to come in. Yeah, on the 15-minute chart, we are seeing that it will stabilize above pivot 1 and OP. So it's a very strong buying day. In a way, now we are going to have a potential first CCYR. So if it's yellow to red above OP and pivot 1, we normally don't do any form of shorting, right? But if it's going to be a CCRY later, yes, we will buy. Yeah. So if we do a CCRY later, yes, we will look to buy. Okay. All right. So that is gold. Let's look at silver. Now, silver has already tested the MLP at $23.57. And KSI is red in color, down tick, green to red. So a bit of selling pressure today. So for silver, if it stays above MLP, it should be able to go back up to $23.83. That is the target, right, for today's silver for upside. But if silver stays below OP later on, the market may have to bring it down to this point here, which is the KCB, and that's $23 and probably 15 cents. Yeah, $23.15. Yeah, if you come back down. So traders kindly take note of that for silver. Upside for silver today, if it stays up, then likely it will stay to 23.83 level. Yeah, for silver. Okay, so we are done gold, we've done silver, we've done crude oil, we do the commodities already. Let's look at the last two, will be the Bitcoin, right? Now, Bitcoin this morning touches the pivot 2 and rejected. Why? Because it's an inverse pivot, yeah? It is a inverse pivot, so which means that 58,000 is going to be a strong resistance for today, unless a big whale come in and then blast it past it. If not today, it will be resisted at the pivot 2. The pivot 1 is very nearby, and then 55,900 plus level. So if let's say I will get it myself correct, now it's trading above OP and MLP, never mind, it should be doing well. But if we rejected P2 and couldn't stay out and it come down, right, it should be able to come down to 55,975 level. Yeah. So turn take note of that. Okay, all right. So, but the KSI is red, so that's why a bit weak for this intraday buy. Okay, so we're done Bitcoin, and let's look at this silver. Sorry, Ethereum. Now, for Ethereum here itself, you can see that the Ethereum have been going up the last few days, the higher low formation. KSI has turned green as a KSI jump. So there should be further upside for Ethereum. But you can see of today, the key resistance is at 43.78 level. So I will say this upfront. If the market can stay up above 43.78, it may push it higher. And of course, it will break the MLP and the MA30 at the same time. It may bring all the way to the next KCB level, which is 45,500 and 4551, right? It means that for Ethereum itself, 4551 will be the chocolate bar target level. So if the market can crack above 43.78, the next target level will be 45.51 level for the Ethereum. Yeah, so traders kindly watch out for that. Okay. Now, my personal take for Ethereum will be, and gold will be, we should be around this area here, which is about between the 4,000 mark to the 4,350 mark. This should be the level and range I think that Ethereum should be moving around. So only once it breaks through, then it will go towards the 45.51 level range. Yep. So that is my view for Ethereum. Okay, sideways for now. All right. So with that itself, that will come to the end of today's MAO. Just remember this earlier. I showed you the example of the S&P 500. Remind you once again. S&P 500, this point is very dangerous. So logically speaking now, today will be somewhere around here, and that's about 46.70 level. Yeah, a bit far away, so I don't think you'll be triggering, but anything can happen. 46.70 right now for you, very important. Okay, all right. So take note of that 46,770 level. All right, that will be all for today. Hopefully, you guys have enjoyed today's session. Right, today's kind of soft because there's nothing much you can talk about, and no more today is a US holiday, so I don't want you guys to trade too much into this. Just go slow, enjoy your holiday, right? Or at least for today. All right, go slow, and I'll see you tomorrow again during the MAO. All right, this is Cal signing off. Bye-bye.